Unit 9, Lesson 1, Photosynthesis and Cell Respiration. How do cells in an organism function? All living things, no matter the size, need energy. Cells must capture and use energy or they will die. They need to get this energy from food. Some living things make their own food called autotrophs, and some get their food by eating other living things called heterotrophs. Growing, moving, and other cell functions use energy. Without energy, cells cannot replace themselves. They cannot build body parts or even reproduce. They constantly need energy to move materials in and out of the cells and also to get rid of waste. Cells need chemical energy. Food contains this type of energy. It gives living things the energy and raw materials they need to carry out life processes. When cells break down food, the energy of the chemical bonds in food it is released. It can be either stored or used. The atoms and molecules can be used as building blocks for the cell. How do plants make food? Nearly all life on Earth gets the energy from the sun. Plants use the energy from the sun to make their own food. This process is called photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? So how is photosynthesis like baking a cake? Let's think about it. What are some ingredients that can go into making a cake? Do any of these things taste like a cake when they are by themselves? What about when they are mixed together? Only when they are baked with heat energy from the oven does something magical happen. A chemical reaction causes the ingredients to turn into a yummy, scrumptious cake. Photosynthesis works much in the same way. Plants take carbon dioxide and water from the environment. By themselves, they don't do a lot. But when you put those things inside the chloroplast and add heat from the sun, the chemical reaction occurs that converts those things into glucose, which is a sugar that everyone needs, and the oxygen, which is the byproduct necessary for most life on this planet. In plant cells, photosynthesis uses the sun's energy to make the food. It starts in the leaves, which contains a green chloroplast that absorbs the sunlight. Now, the carbon dioxide gas enters the leaves through tiny holes called stomata. Water enters the plant through the roots. They both react in the chloroplast using the sun's energy to make glucose and oxygen. Oxygen leaves the plant through the stomata in the leaves, and the glucose gets stored in the vacuole as food for the plant. In animal and plant cells, cell respiration converts the glucose into energy to power the cell and its organelles. Cell respiration takes place in the powerhouse of these cells called mitochondria. Animals breathe in oxygen, which reacts with the glucose from the food they eat to make this energy. While ATP is created, water and carbon dioxide are made as waste products. The cell may hang to the water and release it from the cell, and then the body as sweat or urine. Now, carbon dioxide is dangerous, so they need to get rid of it as well. Cell respiration takes place in the cytoplasm and cell membranes in prokaryotic cells. In eukaryotic cells, cell respiration takes place in the mitochondria. Glucose is first broken down into 2,3 carbon molecules in the cytoplasm, releasing the energy. Oxygen enters the cell and travels to the mitochondria. As the 3 carbon molecules are broken down, energy is captured and stored as ATP. The products of cell respiration are ATP, carbon dioxide, and water. In many animals, carbon dioxide is carried to the lungs to be released during breathing. Some of the energy produced during cell respiration is released as heat. Much of the energy produced is transferred as ATP. Without photosynthesis, there will be no oxygen in the air or glucose in our food. Without cell respiration, we will have no energy, and the plants will have no carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. The process needs each other to survive, so it makes sense that the equations of photosynthesis and cell respiration are opposites or backwards for each other. Anaerobic respiration can occur without oxygen if there is not enough oxygen. Fermentation is a form of anaerobic respiration used by yeast. The body uses anaerobic respiration during hard exercise. The lactic acid produced makes muscles sore.
Created using Powtoon.